Thank you very much for your time today. So let's start the interview. And firstly, may I ask about the HelloGold? Yeah. What is the fundamental purpose of the HelloGold, and what kind of environment your HelloGold project is aiming to achieve?
Okay, so the main objective for HelloGold is to remove what we believe is a fundamental problem in financial services for the unbanked and the underserved. We believe that the amount of money you have in a wallet should not be a barrier to entry for you to get access to financial products. There are too many financial services that set a high bar that prevents the man in the street to enjoy the same financial products that the rich have or the folks in developed markets. So we want to democratize and through digitization financial products for the ordinary person, and we're starting with gold. We want to basically use a digital version of gold to enable people to save better, to get access to more affordable loans, and to transfer wealth across borders to their friends and family.
Understand. So, because of the HelloGold, there is some additional, some other ICO project is also running, and which is handling the gold or other materials.
Sure. Yeah.
And may I ask which point is the advantage of the HelloGold and the differences to the other ICO project?
Well, first of all, you have to understand the gold market. The gold, there's probably in excess of $7 trillion worth of gold above ground. The largest private gold fund in the world, which I was a CFO for, has $35 billion of assets. So there is more than enough space for everyone, for more than one gold-backed token. Just like there are many banks just in Hong Kong. So there are hundreds and thousands of banks around the world. We believe that giving consumers and customers choice is a good thing. So whether a customer or investor chooses a gold-backed token that we are producing or another type of token, I think that's always very good. Having said that, we believe that our approach to market is very focused on addressing the needs and issues that the man in the street faces. Our whole value proposition is about financial inclusion, about ensuring that the man in the street can participate in all the advantages of cryptocurrency. So our application development is targeted at enabling the man in the street to have as easy an access as just opening an app. Whereas I think some of the other projects today are very much focused on creating access points to the crypto community.
Yeah.
We want to do that, obviously, but we want to do it in a way that is user-friendly for the mass market.
Very understood. So, added to the current HelloGold project, you or your organization is considering to launch another application or develop another application in the future?
Sure. If you read our roadmap and our business plan, we have very clear ambitions. We are starting with gold, and we start with gold because everyone typically understands gold.
Exactly.
But once we stabilize and launch our gold-backed token, which we're launching in the next couple of days, we want to then start looking at other real assets. We have ambitions to launch products that currently are only available for the rich, but make that available for the mass market. So we're talking about precious metals like platinum, silver. We're looking at base commodities. We're looking at commodities like oil, wheat, etc. Things that we believe will be beneficial to our target market.
Yeah.
And for each of these products and asset classes that we go into, we want to be able to tokenize versions of these real assets.
So in the case that if HelloGold the organization is going to hard to platinum, then Haro Platinum or Haro Oil or like that?
No, that's not be HelloGold. So our brand,
HelloGold.
the business is called HelloGold. We'll just have a platinum backed token or a silver backed token or an oil backed token. But in each and every case, these are real assets that will be physically backed by the assets themselves in a central location.
Yeah, that's it. And then the HelloGold project is aiming concerning to expand the business market to Japan, or as a consumer market, the organization is aiming to, or if you have anything strategy on the Japan market, could you kindly let me know?
So, as I mentioned earlier, the HelloGold project is primarily focused at the mass market in emerging markets, and obviously Japan is not an emerging market, it's a developed economy. Having said that, I know from my previous job that the Japanese market and the Japanese consumer likes gold and they like real assets. So what we want to do over the next few years is to explore the opportunity of going to a big market like Japan. But our core focus is very much in expanding out of Malaysia into Southeast Asia and China, and then beyond that into markets like Japan. Yes.
So their conversation about the cryptocurrency. You know, their HelloGold is also a cryptocurrency and ICO project, and then but you know that some government is going to be very strict about the ICO, and cryptocurrency and blockchain technology also become sometimes misunderstood for some people. So how do you think about the future of the cryptocurrency itself?
Well, I think the future is very bright. I mean, there are two elements here. One is the blockchain technology, and I believe that the blockchain technology, we're just seeing the start of that revolution. If you go back to 1995, 96, when the internet first started, everyone had huge dreams about the internet, but the environment wasn't ready, the technology wasn't ready, and it took a long time. But I saw a video with Steve Jobs talking about the internet in 1996, just recently, and I posted it on Facebook. And in there they talked about how the internet can disrupt big companies, Microsoft in that instance, and everyone can become, no matter how small they are, can act like a big company in e-commerce. It took longer than expected, but it has happened. If you look at the internet now, it's all pervasive. You see internet impacting the whole world. I believe that blockchain is today where the internet was in 1995. We're only at the beginning. Now, I think as blockchain technology becomes more mature, you're going to see a material and fundamental impact on business over the next 5-10 years. Whether you're the IMF or the World Bank, both leaders of those two multilateral agencies have identified blockchain as a hugely disruptive technology, and I believe that will happen. On cryptocurrency, I think that's a very interesting place. I think people have seen the high returns that you can get out of Bitcoin, Ether, other tokens, and I think that you're seeing the start of a very interesting investment class of high return, high risk assets. Now, I think that will continue to evolve over time. I think the issue with regulation, I think, is generally good, because when there's a lot of money to be made, you see both good actors and bad actors coming into this place, and regulation is important so that the ordinary investor, the man in the street, is protected, and I think that will be good for good ICO projects, and remove the risk of bad ICO projects coming to market, and that has to be good for the community.
So related to the Bitcoin, they're the most popular cryptocurrency in the world. Actually, as you remember that last time the Bitcoin was divided from the two,
Sure.
and some article it mentioned that it says that the same dividing event should be happening in the future. So what is your opinion about this Bitcoin's future?
I think what's really interesting is that you have a lot of competing interests, a lot of competing interests in this space, leading to these forks happening. For HelloGold, there is no real direct impact, but indirectly, I think with our launch of our Go-Back tokens, and also in the future our other real assets being tokenized, we will have a portfolio of stable coins that people will be able to diversify into, and these stable coins, whether it's gold, silver, platinum, oil, will become the risk-free end of the cryptocurrency spectrum. So you'll have, ICO project tokens on one end of the spectrum, and some medium risk tokens, and then at the far left-hand side of the spectrum, where you have low risk, low return, these stable coins can become the risk-free tokens for the community.
Are there not bad influence or effect for that HelloGold project, do you think?
No, I don't think so, because I come back to the internet analogy. If you think about how the internet evolved, you had all these different protocols and competing businesses evolving. I think all you're seeing is the natural evolution of Bitcoin in this case. Now, how that ends up over time, no one really knows. But for us, there is no real impact directly, because, like I said, we're focused on the tokenization of real assets, whether it's gold, silver, or platinum. And these real assets, we believe, will have a role to play in the crypto investors' portfolio from a risk management perspective.
Thank you very much for the question. And lastly, thank you for coming for the TokenNews today. And you know that we are providing the business news about the cryptocurrency and actual projects to the consumers. So, do you have anything comment for TokenNews?
Well, I mean, when we first started the HelloGold token project, TokenNews was incredibly supportive of us. I mean, they came to visit us in KL, had a whole group of people. We talked about our ambitions, and TokenNews, took on themselves to help support our project in our pre-sale, and we're very grateful for that. And they were very successful in helping us reach a broad base of token supporters. And now, after the pre-sale is over, and now in the post-sale process, we continue to want to engage with TokenNews because we believe in long-term relationships with HelloGold specifically, because we have token sales next year and the year after with HelloGold, and also we want to continue to broaden our support base, and that's very important for us. And the other thing is that with the supporters that TokenNews has brought on board HelloGold, it's important that we as a project continue to work with TokenNews to make sure that we can inform our supporters through TokenNews about what's happening with HelloGold.
So, what you are expecting for HelloGold TokenNews organization?
Well, we're expecting that, as they get feedback from our supporters, and as they see the market evolve, that they continue to engage with us and give us advice and recommendation as to how to best position the HelloGold token, our real asset tokens, so that it can serve the community at large.
Very interesting. Thank you very much. So actually we are going to set up some event to do the gathering of the meet up or like that, and invite all the investors or all the guys who is business for cryptocurrency or to blockchain and here. So maybe we're gonna to support the HelloGold project as well in the future. let's stay in touch.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much. So the interview is done.